other side, for Levi, I think his game plan is going to be a little bit more try to abuse the brush as well, and just don't give an opening for Swiffer to get those auto attacks in, because Kalista's wave clear early on is not going to be super heavy too, but we have seen the Ren stack start to get really powerful really early. If he can get an all in, it could be big. I
feel like that the GPL All-Star squad definitely talked about the power of Kalista in the 1v1. You can see that it's now been picked twice for the team. They got themselves a win early on that could have been through farm, but he ended up getting the kill. And it is definitely an effective tool, using it to just stack up on the minions and throwing your Q out to land it on the back of your opponent to then get that big proc of damage. Now, it was easier against the Urgot because he was so short range and he always had to be within range of the minions, but Caitlyn has a much bigger advantage compared to the Urgot, so it's going to be much harder to get the harassment down.
Interesting. So he started to the Piltover Peacemaker. Makes a lot of sense here, but he's just going for the minion farm. Doesn't actually try to nail the harass, and he's not taking advantage of the brush right now. A little surprised.
Well, his main goal for the early game is actually just to get the early push.
There we go.
To try and push his opponents underneath the turret, because this is something big that we see very often in the 1v1, is just trying to force the minions underneath the turret because of how hard it is to farm.
Hold on though, there's the Ignite, and it's level 1. He doesn't have his net available, but Levi is fighting right inside the minion. Swiffer though, loses the trade here. He's gonna stick around. This is dangerous.
He still has the barrier, he still has the exhaust. He's baited out that summoner spell. He just has to get that level 2 now. Once he gets E, he's gonna be in a pretty good position, but Levi doing a great job of abusing the level advantage that he had.
Yeah, all the OC players on the edge of their seats right now. There's all on the line for them.
GPL looking very tense as well. I mean, This is a big deal for them. They need to make their way into that 3rd seed if they want to move on to tomorrow. So getting themselves as many wins as possible is going to be big.
Yeah, big headshot and a Peacemaker as well. Levi is down to half health. He only has his exhaust available. Swiffer has both of his summoner spells available to him at level 3. Should get the traps. And he has a health relic spawn on top of him, but the CS advantage so far is for Levi.
Now Swiffer, he needs to be using his mana a little bit more aggressively right now, because he is just getting shoved underneath his tower. He's going to lose a lot of farm here if he's not too careful, and I mean, losing that cannon is going to hurt him too.
Yeah, that's not good. You do not want that to be happening. 13 to 15 CS, it's still very close, but you can see it makes the big difference, and it nearly did in that Urgot Kalista matchup earlier on. Swiffer's going to go in, gets the trap, gets the autos. Still though, Ren's stacking up.
Ooh, double headshot coming out from Swiffer. Yeah. This is the sort of trading that you want to be going for. But just look at the farm difference. There's now 5 minions making their way towards Levi, and Swiffer's actually behind. So by prioritizing the trade, Swiffer is falling behind in terms of the CS differential. So he's going to have to try and make this work for himself, as actually he's going to force Levi back using the level advantage that he has. Swiffer's decided to take 2 points in his Q. Now, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this. Oh, he doesn't actually interrupt the back. That's going to hurt him.
Yeah, that's really rough right now. He took a little too much time. He is going to be able to shove this wave, but he's still, not too far ahead on minion waves, and it's going to be Levi's chance to pretty much kind of keep this push going. You can see both teams sitting in the back just waiting for it. A very, very tense moment here, because this could decide our semifinals.
So, in terms of the gold, that's pretty even.
In terms of swords as well.
Swiffer actually picked himself up the long sword rather than going for a bit of sustain. Oh, he's going to trade it for boots and sustain now. I suppose it does make sense, because if you do have that slight move speed advantage, it makes it easier to walk in and out of range and just dance around your opponent. Again, Caitlyn, big range advantage over her opponent. But you will be, I suppose in terms of damage, you're actually even with the Kalista, because you both have the Doran's Blade as well. So shouldn't be too bad for Swiffer. And with a big minion wave pushing in, he should be able to close that CS gap pretty quickly. But he needs to, this is what he needs to do. Prioritize on wave clear right now. It's a big wave. You can't afford to just be last hitting. You need to push, push, push.
Yeah. Trying to save the Peacemaker to see if he can get Levi. Oh, steals the health relic. He's going to net back, but look at that trade. It's working way better for Levi, and now the minion wave is crashing into turret. He's going to have to be very quick on the draw. Not losing any minions just yet. Nicely calculating that. Levi's actually backing in the brush, so he won't be spotted by Swiffer. It is so close in CS right now. But Swiffer's just playing the defense game.
Really smart from Levi. Just getting the offensive push down, then backing away, using this opportunity to pick himself up another sword, and now Swiffer's only going to have an awkward back timing.
Swiffer needs to put a trap on that health relic right now. Deny any chance of using it. He is going to net, and unfortunately Levi is going to take it away, but he does trade more damage than he was able to heal, so that's definitely going to help him. Close to level 6. Ace in the hole will be available.
Believe it or not, as long as Levi doesn't miss any farm right now, he's actually still going to be ahead in the farm department, even though he went back to base. So really good back timing from Levi, and he's actually got a sword advantage.
And Swiffer's missing farm.
Yep. So things right now in Levi's control. But you can see how much harder it is becoming for Levi to actually trade with this Caitlyn as time goes by.
Yeah, Swiffer steps up, a couple of minion harass. Ooh, he does get nailed with the Peacemaker. Levi on the way back, and that's level 6. He's going to ace in the hole. No dodging available. This should be Levi backing off. Now, Swiffer, let's see if he can stop this and not give up any farm this time. There we go. Just force him back. You don't even actually have to do the damage. But he does take an erroneous tower shot. And Levi's going to stick around.
Yeah, I feel like he has to. This is going to be good for Swiffer because now he can go back, pick himself up some items. No, he's actually going to play hyper aggressively. He wants to try and get some damage down onto the turret. I feel like this is a bit of a mistake because, well, I mean, it can work out, but you're so low on mana. If Levi just decides to go for an all-in commitment, there's the potential for him to come out ahead largely because of the item advantage that he does have.
True. Gap close, though, just isn't that big enough right now for Levi, and he's got no flash.
Oh, this
available.
is big. This is massive.
Swiffer's taking away the health relic.
Okay.
Levi just cannot get in here, and he can start freezing this wave.
So I'm not sure if Swiffer timed that or if that was just a lucky break, but now Levi is forced to go back because there is too much of a big health advantage as well as mana advantage. Now Swiffer can just start pounding down onto that tower. He's also got the CS lead, so this is going to force Levi into a decision saying, I have to go for the all-in right now, or I have to get some kind of outplay where I can force Swiffer back.
Yeah, and Swiffer's actually sitting on quite a lot of gold. He could go if he wants to back and just get like a BF sword just for flat damage at this point. And he uses the Peacemaker to say goodbye to the last cannon creep, leaving it up to Levi. But that tower's close to half its health, and 7 minutes in, it's big farm advantage for the OPL side.
Yeah, there's the BF sword, Pyra. You called it. He's even able to get himself a health pot, so things looking very positive for the Oceanic mid laner.
When you're 0-2 down, what do you need? Your best friend. Sword. It's good. Swiffer's going to be able to do a lot more damage with that. However, the Vamp Scepter does mean that Levi can stick a little longer. There's still Summoner even on both sides. Obviously, it's going to be all about positioning and manipulating those health relics. Unless it goes all the way down to the farm. It's still a 7 CS advantage, 6 now, as Levi's pushing forward. Net connects. The autos are big.
Just keep going.
Oh, he tried to get the trap, but the arm time wasn't fast enough.
I'm surprised Swiffer just didn't keep committing that because in terms of the actual trade, Swiffer came miles ahead, and now Levi's just going to be allowed to heal himself back up with the Vamp Scepter. He's going to back off and pick himself up the health relic, but Levi's being forced to use all of his mana. Pick up the health relic, man. Maybe he's decided that it's not worth it. Swiffer was hot on his heels, so he's going to be able to deny that. Pick that one up. And now Swiffer is in full control. Is he going to go for a blind Q?
He does. A little too late. Okay, so he's still going to be able to control this right now as he's pushing the wave instead of trying to freeze it back. Health relic, of course, not up anymore. Swiffer's going to go for the fast clear. And he's got a pretty big CS advantage. This is, oh man, this is oh so tense for both the teams. You can see, even in the lead, no comfort for OPL right now as the wave comes crashing into tower. He might actually win by tower.
I mean, he could just commit to it. He has a cannon minion. Levi feels he has to play aggressively, and now Swiffer is actually in a really good position.
Oh man, Swiffer hanging onto his net here, trying to see if he can punish Levi a little bit more, who's nomming on the biscuit. Has the Bilgewater Cutlass available for himself. Nets, autos. Only one spear sticking in him, a level advantage as well. This is looking great for Swiffer right now.
See, I feel like Swiffer now just uses the rest of his mana to go for a push, but Levi wants the all-in.
Yes, he does, and he's got the Ignite. Keeps on hopping forward. There's a barrier, there's an exhaust. This might be it. No.
He failed the Rend fire. That was a big problem.
Oh! Are you kidding me?
No way, Levi!
He didn't hit the barrier!
I cannot believe